Hello everyone and welcome to the Life Stories channel. Today we are talking about Chris Brown. Christopher Maurice Brown was born on May 5th, 1989 in the small town of Tappahannock, Virginia, to Joyce Hawkins, a former daycare center director, and Clinton Brown, a corrections officer at a local prison. He has an older sister, Lytrell Bundy, who works in a bank. Music was always present in Brown's life beginning in his childhood. He would listen to soul albums that his parents owned and eventually began to show interest in the hip-hop scene. Brown taught himself to sing and dance at a young age and often cites Michael Jackson as his inspiration. He began to perform in his church choir and in several local talent shows. When he mimicked an Usher performance of My Way, his mother recognized his vocal talent and he began to look for the opportunity of a record deal. At the same time, Brown was going through personal issues. His parents had divorced, and his mother's boyfriend terrified him by subjecting her to domestic violence. At age 13, Brown was discovered by Hit Mission Records, a local production team that visited his father's gas station while searching for new talent. Hit Mission's Lamont Fleming provided voice coaching for Brown, and the team helped to arrange a demo package and approach contacts in New York to seek a record deal. Tina Davis, senior A&R executive at Def Jam Recordings, was impressed when Brown auditioned in a New York office, and she immediately took him to meet the former president of the island Def Jam music group, Antonio L.A. Reid, who offered to sign him that day. "I knew that Chris had real talent," says Davis. "I just knew I wanted to be a part of it." After being signed to Jive Records in 2004, Brown began recording his self-titled debut studio album in February 2005. By May, there were 50 songs already recorded, 14 of which were picked to the final track listing. The singer worked with several producers and songwriters, Scott Storch, Colin Dre, and Jazzy Farr among them, commenting that they really believed in him. Brown also made some input on the album, receiving co-writing credits of 5 tracks. "I write about things that 16-year-olds go through every day," says Brown. Like, you just get in trouble for sneaking your girl into the house, or you can't drive so you steal a car or something. The whole album took less than 8 weeks to produce. Released on November 29th, 2005, the self-titled Chris Brown album debuted at number 2 on the Billboard 200 with first week sales of 154,000 copies. Chris Brown was a relative commercial success at the time, selling over 2 million copies in the United States. It was certified 2 times platinum by the RIAA and 3 million copies worldwide. In 2008, Brown began working on his third studio album to be called Graffiti, promising to experiment with a different musical direction while hoping to emulate singers Prince and Michael Jackson. The album debuted at number 7 on the US Billboard 200 chart, selling 102,000 copies in its first week, but received generally negative reviews from critics. As of March 23rd, 2011, it has sold 341,000 copies in the United States. While performing a Michael Jackson tribute at the 2010 BET Awards, Brown started to cry and fell to his knees while singing Jackson's Man in the Mirror. The performance and his emotional turmoil resonated with several celebrities present at the ceremony, including Trey Songz, Diddy, and Taraji P. Henson. Songz said, "He left his heart on the stage. He gave genuine emotion. I was proud of him and I was happy for him for having that moment." Michael Jackson's brother, Jermaine Jackson, expressed similar sentiments, stating, "It was very emotional for me because it was an acceptance from his fans from what has happened to him and also paying a tribute to my brother." Later during the award ceremony, Brown stated, "I let you all down before, but I won't do it again. I promise," while accepting the award for the AOL Fandemonium Prize. The fourth studio album, Fame, was first released on March 18th, 2011. Although it received mixed critical reviews, the album debuted at number 1 on the US Billboard 200 chart with first week sales of 270,000 copies, giving Brown his first number 1 album in the United States. Its lead single, Yeah 3X, reached the top 10 in 11 countries, including Australia, Austria, Denmark, Ireland, Netherlands, New Zealand, Switzerland, and the UK. The album's second single, Look At Me Now, featuring rappers Lil Wayne and Busta Rhymes, reached number 1 on the US Hot R&B Hip Hop Songs chart, where it remained for 8 consecutive weeks. It also reached number 1 on the US Hot Rap Songs chart, and the album's third single, Beautiful People, featuring Benny Benassi, peaked at number 1 on the US Hot Dance Club charts, and became the first number 1 single on the chart for both Brown and Benassi. She Ain't New was released as the album's 4th US single, while Next to You, featuring Canadian recording artist Justin Bieber, served as the album's 4th international single. To further promote the album, Brown embarked on his Fame tour in Australia and North America. On August 9, 2013, at approximately 1:09 AM, Brown was reported to have suffered a seizure from Record Plant Studios in Hollywood, California, as a 911 call was made. When paramedics arrived, Brown allegedly refused to receive treatment and also refused to be transported to the local hospital. Brown has reportedly suffered from seizures since his childhood. The next day, Brown's representative reported the seizure was caused by intense fatigue and extreme emotional stress, both due to the continued onslaught of unfound legal matters and a non-stop negativity. On November 20th, 2013, Brown was sentenced to an anger management rehabilitation center for 3 months, putting the December 2013 release of X in jeopardy. Music critics have condemned Brown's introduction to R&B, recognizing his modern-day adaptations as well as his versatility. Vibes' Leanna Robertson says, "As traditional R&B flourished around him, the young singer began an evolution of the genre. She saw his debut single Run It as a prelude to what Brown would continue to do for the next decade, relentlessly disrupt the constructs of rhythm and blues. By his second album, Exclusive, she says he was tapping more electric up-tempos, swimming deep in hip-hop waters, and annihilating the pop arena. Describing the Grammy Award-winning Fame as his most diverse offering to date, she remarks there was no level of music flexibility comparable, and there still isn't." At around 12:30 AM PST on February 8, 2009, Brown and his then-girlfriend, singer Rihanna, had an argument which escalated into physical violence, leaving Rihanna with visible facial injuries which required hospitalization. Brown turned himself in to the Los Angeles Police Department's Wilshire station at 6:30 PM PST and was booked under suspicion of making criminal threats. The police report did not name the female in the incident as its policy. However, media sources soon revealed that the victim was Rihanna. Following Brown's arrest, several commercial ads and some TV shows featuring him were suspended. His music was withdrawn from multiple radio stations, and he withdrew from public appearances, including one at the 2009 Grammy Awards, where he was then replaced by Justin Timberlake and Al Green. Brown hired a crisis management team and released a statement saying, "Words cannot begin to express how sorry and saddened I am over what transpired." On July 20th, 2009, Brown released a 2-minute video on his official YouTube page apologizing to fans and Rihanna for the assault, expressing the incident as his deepest regret, and saying that he was repeatedly apologized to Rihanna and accepts full responsibility. On August 25th, Brown received 5 years probation. He was offered to attend 1 year of domestic violence counseling and undergo 6 months of community service. The judge retained a 5-year restraining order on Brown, which required him to remain 50 yards away from Rihanna, reduced to 10 yards at public events. Late September 2012, Brown received criticism for a new neck tattoo that appeared to be the face of a battered woman, prompting allegations that the tattoo was a depiction of Rihanna. Brown's publicist stated that the tattoo does not depict a battered woman and is instead a design derived from a Day of the Dead sugar skull. On March 20th, 2015, Brown's probation ended, formally closing the felony case emanating from the Rihanna assault, which happened over 6 years prior. In the 2017 self-documentary, Welcome to My Life, Brown goes into detail about the abusive relationship, saying he intended to marry Rihanna, but that he lost her trust after he lied about a sexual encounter with someone who he worked with that happened prior to their relationship. On June 14, 2012, Drake and his entourage were involved in a scuffle with Brown at a nightclub called WIP in the Soho neighborhood of New York City. About 8 people were injured during the brawl, including San Antonio Spurs star Tony Parker, who had to have surgery to remove a piece of glass from his eye. Drake was not arrested, and Brown's attorney alleged Drake was the instigator. Brown himself tweeted about the incident and released a song criticizing Drake weeks later. In January 2013, Brown was involved in an altercation with Frank Ocean over a parking space outside a recording studio in West Hollywood. Police officers in Los Angeles said that Brown was under investigation, describing the incident as battery due to Brown allegedly punching Ocean. Although Ocean alleged that Brown had threatened to shoot him, he said he would not press charges. And as of 2016, due to his criminal record, Brown is banned from entering Australia, New Zealand, and the UK. Brown has stated that he owns 14 Burger King restaurants. In 2012, he launched a clothing line called Black Pyramid in collaboration with the founders of the Pink Plus Dolphin clothing line. And that's it today, guys. If you like this, then please make sure that you like and that you subscribe to the channel. Until next time.